Hey guys, welcome to this video where we are going to talk about content locking 2.0. This is an advanced technique. So if you have not applied the easier ways of promoting your content before on your site, I recommend that you do the other things. This is more of a thing that works really well if you have an email list that grows fairly quickly. Something like at least 20 emails a day would be good. More is better, but yeah, if you have less than that, it's not going to do a lot. It's going to take quite a bit of time to implement. So this is not my number one recommended tactic. However, if you have this growing list and if you want to get your content out there, you want to exponentially grow your social reach, that's absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna start the lesson now. Let's get going. So as you may know, content lockers are amazing. Now, what are content lockers if you don't know what they are? Content lockers are what you see on my page, which is a way of locking content behind a share, a tweet, a +1, whatever you decide that people should do to get that content. And the fact that you do that gets a lot of people sharing. And I have an example on Authority Hacker here where I have my podcast on how we built a product on Health Ambition that has 173 shares, which is a hell of a lot more than most of the podcasts we ever created on Authority Hacker. Podcasts are just not a very social thing usually. So that's an example of the last one we recorded, which is at 29 shares. So it's a lot less. And that was already a pretty good one. It's just podcasts don't get shared on average. But these got way more shares than average because we locked a diagram of a sales funnel behind a social locker. And you can see that if I share, it basically unlocks that diagram, and that's why people shared it, and that's why we got a lot of these. Now, the problem with social lockers is that they are directly competing with content upgrades and your email list growth. So if you want to lock content, you basically need to either ask people to share the content or you need to ask people for their email address. And the truth is, if you have to choose, the email address always wins. And that's why we haven't talked about content lockers since the beginning of Authority Hacker Pro, despite the fact that they do work and they do get you a lot of shares. But Thrive Leads actually came with a solution that allows us to get the best of both worlds. So here's an example that I have here. And you can see that in that example, which is my opt-in pop-up blog post, you can see that if you want the content upgrade here, you need to tweet share or LinkedIn share, basically. But that's because I have a specific link on top. I have this crazy link that basically was given to me by Thrive Leads that shows this content locker. If someone comes from the normal link, so if someone comes from Google, comes from social media, or anything else than the link on top here, they're gonna see that. They're gonna see my normal content upgrade, and they're gonna have to opt in if they want to get the content upgrade. So what happens is that when I'm sharing this article via email, so if I share it via email, I have the email person of the person I share it with, I'm gonna share it with that link. And as they receive that link, they are gonna see a content locker to get the content upgrade. Why? Because I don't need their email address again. I have it already. And if they come from Google or if they come from social share or something where I don't have their email, then people are gonna see this normal content upgrade box. And so that means that I am not slowing down my email list growth. I'm actually accelerating it by using content lockers for my subscribers because they are sharing around. People that come see the content upgrade box and then they actually opt in. So it's really quite powerful, especially if you are distributing your content via email, which we do a lot and we recommend you do a lot. So that's really quite powerful. Now that I've explained how it works, let's just talk about how you can do it on your site. So the first thing that's going to happen is, well, you're going to need a plugin for this content locker because Thrive doesn't do it. Thankfully, there is a free version of that plugin called OnePress Social Locker, and I'm going to put a link below this lesson. So you're going to be just able to click through and find a name and install it on your WordPress, and you will be able to do exactly that. You don't need to buy the paid version. So just install this plugin on your site. Then when you install this plugin, you're going to have this new menu on your WordPress install. You're going to click create a new locker. And what you're going to do is you're going to do exactly what it says. You're not going to have this screen because you have the free version. And then you're going to just be able to edit your content locker to your liking. So instead of saying this content is locked, maybe you can mention what the content upgrade is. So get the free cheat sheet. And obviously you should describe what it is, and then you could put a bit more of a description here and just create your locker. It's really that simple. Choose your social buttons. I don't recommend the Facebook like because actually who cares? Facebook likes don't bring traffic. Google Plus one, I'm not sure it's very important either. Tweet is okay. Facebook share is okay. And LinkedIn share is okay. These are the three I like. Obviously, if you are on not in a B2B niche, then don't pick LinkedIn. Maybe pick the Google Plus share maybe or something like that. But these are my favorite in a B2B niche. So I'm just gonna do that, then give it a name. I'm gonna call it demo and just publish it. Once you have published this social locker and you've customized it to your liking, you have this shortcode here that you're gonna need in the future. Now, once you have this shortcode, what you need to do is you need to create a lead group in Thrive Leads. So let me go in my dashboard on Thrive Leads, and you need to create a new lead group, or you need to use an existing lead group. In that case, I'm just gonna take an existing one. It's gonna be easier. And usually you're gonna want to use the in content element because that's where you want to put your social locker. That would be weird to put it on a sidebar or on a pop-up or something. Put it in content. So click on add in content and click on create a form. Once you create a form, give it a name. I'm gonna call it main and create my form. And then what you want to do is you want to choose where this is going to appear. I recommend you put it at the beginning or at the end of your content. In this case, I'm going to put it at the beginning. It's going to display immediately on page load, and then you can edit it. Now, once you have that, you just need to pick a random template. And in this case, I'm not going to do a two-step opt-in because that would take a bit more time. So I'm just going to take a one-step opt-in. I'm just going to take a very simple one where I would imagine that I would customize my call to action here and people would just opt in here and get the upgrade. It's really that simple. You would connect your email. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing of setting up Thrive Leads because I've done it in many videos on Authority Hacker Pro, and I'm gonna link to some of them below so I don't have to redo it in this demo. So once you have created your normal opt-in, all you need to do is you need to click on this button here, click on the already subscribed state. And the already subscribed state is essentially, the replacement when people get given that special link that you're gonna give them. And in that case, I would just remove everything, literally everything. Change the background maybe to white because your social locker is white. And I would place a WordPress content element here and paste my social locker code, right? So I've just done that. And then here, what you wanna do is you wanna put a link to your download page. So you are gonna want to create a download page. You don't want to link directly to the content upgrade, and I'm going to explain that in a second. But in that case, I am just gonna grab the link here. So there are templates in Thrive Content Builder. So if you use that, I highly recommend you just pick a download template and just use that and then link to your PDF from here. So you can see that people then can get the PDF here. And in that case, I'm just gonna put the link. So I'll be like download the PDF. And you just need to hyperlink it to your download page, open it in a new tab, and add the link. Very simple, right? Now, because Thrive Content Builder doesn't know how big this is, I'm just gonna add an empty line here, so like it just fits in, and I'm just gonna save it. And so what happens now is that if people get sent that special link, they are gonna see this. And actually, if I reload the page, you should be able to see the locker. Here you go. For some reason, it's white, but I would probably just need to go and edit my locker. It was probably my fault. And if they have just a normal link, they're just going to see this. And so when they actually unlock this, which I don't know for why it disappeared, which when they actually unlock this, will give them a backlink to my download page. So people will still be able to access my download page, and it's going to be very easy for them. I'm just going to share it to myself only, just to show you guys. Save changes, share. And now you can see my download the PDF link. It's a clickable link. It's just I made it black so that you can see it. But yeah, people would just click on the download the PDF and they would land on my thank you page. So they would land here and they would click here to download. They would get the advertisement for the product that I promote here, and everything would be all right. Now, another cool thing that you can do, and the reason why we put a thank you page or a download page rather behind a social locker rather than just directly into a PDF, which would make sense, right? Well, the reason we put that download page is because we actually use that page to flag people and add them to the right email list. So if you are using ActiveCampaign, or if you are using, I think MailChimp does this, I think GetResponse does this, and I think, Infusionsoft, Ontraport, all of these do this as well. So you don't need ActiveCampaign, but I'm going to show you how to do that. You can actually put a piece of code in your header, which I have shown in a bunch of videos as well. So I'm going to link to this below. You can put a piece of code in your header, and then based on the activity of people on your site, you can add them to email lists. So here's what happens when people visit that download page. When people visit the download page, and if they are not in the email list that sells the associated product, it subscribes them to the associated product. And I'm going to link to that automation just below. So if you use ActiveCampaign, you're going to be able to implement that in one click. Then you just change the URL, change the list, and you're good to go. It's very easy to do. And so even though you're using social lockers to distribute your content upgrades to your subscribers, you can still create follow-up campaigns for them. So you segment them away from your main list and you're able to sell to them, because that would be a huge opportunity loss if you were not able to do that. And that's the reason why we have the download page here, right? So now that we have created everything and that the whole thing is implemented, essentially anyone that's going to visit the website is going to see this version of the post. Unless I spread the link, the special link that shows the social locker, people are just going to see that and have no idea that there is a social locker that would show up if they had the alternate link. So you are good to go right now. You could be promoting your post, on social media or wherever. You're not sharing it with your subscribers. Now, when you're going to email your subscribers, you need to find a way to retrieve this special link that we have here. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So now that you're done, obviously you should save everything inside the in-content form, and then go back to your Thrive Leads dashboard. And when you want to share a post, and I'm going to take the example of that pop-up post in that case, you click on the little link on the top right corner of the dashboard, and you select that you want to send your visitors to a post or a page or whatever you used in that case, and you just search for it. So in that case, my pop-up post, here we go. I just, it's a pretty smart search engine. You just type popped and it just came up. Then you need to select which leads group you want to target. I would recommend that you target specific leads group only. In my case, it's the main lead group, so I would just pick that one. And then what should the link do when people click on it? Should it hide the forms, or should it display the already subscribed state of forms? And obviously in that case, we want to display the already subscribed state. And you can choose how long you want this to happen, until the visitor closes the browser tab, for a period of time, for as long as possible. I recommend until the visitor closes the browser tab, or as long as possible. If it's just like to your subscribers, probably as long as possible is better, so you're going to be able to show them the alternate opt-ins and lockers all the time, even though they come back to your site at a later date, even if they don't come back via email. And you can see that the link is basically here. So that's the link that you're going to be emailing to people when you send your broadcast about your new blog post, or when you create your autoresponder. Instead of just sending the normal link that you have here, you're going to send this link, and you're going to just paste that into your email, and then people will see the alternate state, the already subscribed state, and they will have these content lockers. It's still going to add them to the sequences that sell to them, and you're going to get a lot more shares to your content. So that's basically it for this lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.